Miguel is the biggest connect in Chicago.
We want a lot more product.
Just don't with my money. I'm like a fucking spider. I hide my web in plain sight. Familia, loyalty, trust. You to see what happens to those who betray me.
Miguel Garcia is said to be the biggest connect in Chicago, but Chicago is a violent city and Tommy has his eyes firmly set on Miguel's position. Now, their relationship will run smoothly as long as Tommy and Diamond do not fuck with his money. This is something we already know from previous connects we've come across in Power, never miss a payment. But there's more to Miguel's character than him just being the most dangerous drug lord in Chicago. He's big on family and he's a protector. In his character promo he says familia, loyalty and trust. Those three elements seem like they're key for Miguel Garcia. He'll do anything to protect the ones he loves and he's loyal, but if you betray his trust, there will be consequences. But there's still so much more to the new dangerous Mexican drug lord we're set to be introduced to. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down his character profile, potential Easter eggs and clues of what we know about Miguel Garcia so far and what we can expect from him in Power Book 4 Force Season 2. Miguel is a mean, violent and domineering alpha male. He's never been in a long-term relationship because he lives to make money but will do anything to protect the ones he loves. Now we hear Miguel Garcia saying he's like a spider and he hides in plain sight, which in itself is a huge clue about what we can expect from his character. The phrase he's like a spider is often used metaphorically to convey a sense of vigilance, someone who always keeps his close eye on situations or someone who's very strategic. Spiders are said to be known for their patience, precision and ability to carefully plan and execute their actions to catch their prey. In terms of the street game, often his enemies or even betrayal from within. So it seems like Miguel is saying he's observant, calculated and he takes a strategic approach to certain situations. Spiders are also quick and some may be small, but they are mighty strong. They also hide in plain sight. They're known for their ability to create intricate webs to catch their prey. Their position of their webs is carefully located and that's what he means by hiding in plain sight. Miguel is someone who seems like he's very clever, someone who uses subtle approaches to achieve his end goal and planning in a way that may not immediately be noticeable to the naked eye. So Tommy or Miguel's enemies, for example the Serbs, may not see his moves coming, but he is certainly making them strategic moves. Now this really does make Miguel a force to be reckoned with, something Force needed and a different challenge for Tommy to overcome. A while back Chris Lofton, who played Junard, mentioned how they were going to go bigger by opening more doors, for example exploring the Mexican cartel, and how Force were exploring this power narcos type of thing with Season 2 bringing a cartel vibe, and this is exactly what Force needed. A really strong, dominant connect that strikes fear into the soldiers and us as the audience. But why we should be even more excited about the Mexicans being introduced is because it doesn't just stop with Miguel Garcia. According to Diamond, he's the biggest connect in Chicago, but the synopsis gives us a hint that he answers to the cartel. Now who the cartel boss is at this moment in time, we don't know, and it's yet to be seen whether we're going to be introduced to him in Season 2. It could even be someone that we're introduced to in Season 3. But whoever Miguel's boss is within the cartel is who Tommy Egan wants to do business with directly. He wants a seat at the table with the cartel so he can run shit his way in Chicago. The whole reason why he stayed in Chicago was to run his own hustle his way. There was also family, which I do believe played a part, but no doubt Tommy's eyes would have lit up when he saw the opportunity to make his mark. Now Tommy's plan is to use the beef that the Mexicans have with the Serbs, and while they're fighting the Serbian network, Tommy and Diamond will be slowly building their organization, taking control over more territory, making more money, and putting an organization and system in place so when it's time to approach the cartel bosses, he's in a position to tell him, Miguel Garcia has lost control, but I'm here with a proposition. This was a very familiar strategy we saw Kanan use in Power, albeit he was working with Ghost and Tommy. He never lost sight of the bigger picture, taking back what Ghost stole from him, his drug operation. He told Jason Michich that Ghost and Tommy will take each other out, and he was in a position to take over. So let's see how this unfolds, because from what we went through earlier with how Miguel Garcia is like a spider, I don't think it's going to be an easy task. Tommy and Diamond will also have some internal struggles within the CBI themselves. So it's not going to be plain sailing smooth for Tommy and Diamond, so we do need to see how they approach Miguel and how they plan to potentially replace him. Now Diamond and Tommy won't also be the only ones working under Miguel. It also seems like Junard will as well, which marks a significant change from the end of Season 1, where it did seem like he was going to get into a business partnership with Claudia Flynn with Dahlia.
And I can give you exclusive access.
Okay.
As my distributor. Little taste of things on.
She gave him a taster of things to come, but Junard is face to face with Miguel Garcia in Season 2. Now I can only assume and also hope that Dahlia is no more, which is why Junard is sourcing his product from Miguel. Either Dahlia has been completely deaded or Claudia's cut Junard out the business, which to be honest with you, I really wouldn't be surprised. She's someone who's very ambitious and power hungry who wants to run her own hustle her own way, so we just need to find out what brought this change and why Junard isn't in business with Claudia. In terms of this business relationship with Miguel Garcia, at this moment in time the jury's out. We don't know too much apart from his split with Diamond, which means a split in the CBI and territory, so let's see how his business relationship develops with Miguel Garcia and Junard. Family is important to Miguel Garcia, and it's also been teased that we are going to see a heavy Latino culture in season 2, so it seems like we're going to be introduced to an old head of the Garcia family, which will be very interesting. We know old heads normally have a different way of running the drug business. They have set ways, tradition and values. Just look at Walter Flynn. In my Tommy breakdown, I also spoke about how family can serve as a weakness, but I would hate to be on the bad side of Miguel Garcia from what we've seen in the various trailers and teasers. He's a savage, so messing with his family may not be such a good idea, which brings me on to Tommy and Mireya Garcia, his sister.
Mireya, she off limit. The graveyard is packed with guys that made the same mistake.
Diamond, what's the last thing on my mind?
At some point in season 2, Tommy will start to get acquainted with Mireya Garcia, who's a nurse. She seems like she lives a life away from Miguel Garcia and wants nothing to do with his blood money, but she will eventually get into bed with Tommy, and so at some point she will definitely be dragged into the life one way or the other. Now Tommy's playing a very dangerous game because she's Miguel's sister, and you only have to assume that at some stage he's gonna find out. In this video I raised a few questions in regards to their relationship from the perspective of Mireya Garcia. You know, can she be trusted and will she be a ride or die? But from Miguel's perspective, nobody messes with his family, so I really don't think he's going to be too pleased that Tommy's in bed with his sister. Now whether that changes things in terms of their business relationship, it probably will. But look, this is Tommy Egan and he loves playing with fire, but it also seems that Miguel Garcia does as well. So this relationship with Mireya will definitely serve as a huge complication for all three. Now we've spoken about family, but now it's time to turn our attentions to loyalty and trust. In the teasers and trailers that we've seen, Miguel Garcia doesn't take too kindly to those who betray him. We see him burning someone who's tied to a chair, but also 2 of his very own people. Now this was one of the promo images that was released prior to the trailer, which shows 2 people tied to a chair, where we then saw one of their hands being frozen and smashed to pieces. But it seems like these 2 soldiers are Miguel's very own, and the clue is in the necklace that they were wearing. They all seem to be wearing the same, and in Miguel's words, the reason why he brought Tommy and Diamond along is because he wants them to see what happens to those who betray him. Now this was definitely a power move to keep Tommy and Diamond in line to warn them, never betray Miguel Garcia. Connections in Easter eggs is something I put a heavy focus on, especially in my episode breakdowns. Now every so often we do find subtle hints and clues that sometimes even date all the way back to season 1 of Power. So with that being said, could Miguel Garcia have ties to Felipe Lobos, know of him, or even know what happened to him? I always say not everybody has to be connected in the world of Power, but considering Felipe Lobos was a Mexican drug lord and a huge one at that, there could be a potential mention, and I'd love to hear about one of the greatest connects the Power universe has ever seen. On the other hand, Miguel may not know who he is, and I doubt Tommy's gonna bring him up either, especially because he conspired to kill him with Ghost. But this is now an extended Power universe, so I am sure there are gonna be some sort of Easter eggs connections along the way. But with that being said, that's a breakdown of Miguel's character from what we know so far from the various teasers and trailers we've seen. So drop all your thoughts and predictions down below and let me know what your first impressions of Miguel Garcia are. Can Tommy and Diamond take over and bypass Miguel to meet the cartel? Or is Miguel Garcia that calculated and strategic where he has everything on lock? Drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section, and as always, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you next time.